Good morning, sweet world, and welcome to the No Dunks podcast presented by FanDuel. It's Thursday, February 26th, 2026. I'm Jay Skeets here in the Classic Factory, and alongside me, as always, Tass Mellis.
Podcast listeners, this one's for you.
Next to him, it's my top shot hot boy, Trey Kirby.
Ayo.
Ayo. And last but not least, over yonder, making the magic happen, super producer JD.
Hello.
There he is. Here we are. Hello to everybody on YouTube. Hello, podcast listeners. On today's podcast, we're going to analyze the NBA's 65-game award rule. We're going to debate who deserves the number one pick in the draft. And we'll talk about Mat Ishbia wanting to throw $1 million around to the contest winners at All-Star Weekend with hopes to get the stars to compete. So lots to tackle in true or false later. But let's begin with the games, and we'll start with the Denver Nuggets. Taking care of business in the second half, beating the Celtics. Jokic, 30 points as the Nuggets won 103-84 Tass over Boston. So the Celtics were trying to complete that perfect road trip, but come up short in this last one. Maybe that was a part of it, that last game, the altitude of Denver. But this was a sort of an offensive slog here. It's more of a defensive-minded game. Not a lot of shots being made.
Yeah, and that's why it makes you think that the Nuggets can get to the NBA Finals if they can have defensive performances like this, because we know their offense is going to cook when Jokic is right. They're the number one offense in the league. They just need some of these defensive performances, and I thought their point of attack defense was pretty important to get them going. I thought it started in the second quarter when Bruce Brown was going at Peyton Pritchard, and they slowed Peyton Pritchard down, who didn't have a very good game, and it continued in the third quarter on Jaylen Brown, who is Jaylen Brown and is that good, so you got to throw different bodies at him. Christian Brown started. I think he's a good physical player and will guard guys one-on-one when it comes to the postseason, like he did against Anthony Edwards in the past, but then they throw a bigger guy and Spencer Jones at him, a little taller guy, real tall in those Andiums, and they were able to slow him down just enough to have a bad night. But as you said, maybe it's the Celtics not having a perfect road trip, just going 3-1. That's pretty solid. So maybe they just all were at the end of their road trip and just had a bad night. So I think it's a good thing from the Nuggets side to get this done with Jamal Murray leaving in the second half and not even playing most of the second half because of that illness that he had. But getting it done defensively. They won some ugly games in the 23 finals against the Miami Heat. That's who they are at times. They just got to slog it out. And they did. I think they got a bunch of perimeter guys that can help out.
What do you think, TK?
I thought the Celtics got tooted and booted. The altitude was too much for them. This was a 1-point game with 2 minutes left in the third quarter, and then Denver immediately went on a 15-0 run, and that was the game. They got every rebound. Celtics couldn't really generate a good look, and when they were missing layups inside, and then Denver was smart. They realized Celtics were getting tired, grab the board, push it the other way every single time. You had Joe Mazzulla calling like almost back-to-back timeouts after Spencer Jones was going wild on the break. Yeah. You had Tim Hardaway finding it. I'm watching Spencer Jones's ankles every time he goes down. If this guy sprains an ankle, I will know. But it was good for Denver. Yeah, they outscored the Celtics by 20 in the last 14 minutes of this game. You mentioned no Jamal Murray out there. In the second half, Boston shot 28% from the field, had 8 assists and only 4 turnovers in the second half. They looked like they just completely wore out. It's like they were playing at altitude on the second night of a back-to-back. Yes. Who would ever take them in and pick them?
That's right. Yeah, fatigue did seem to show there for them.
They got tired.
Even though Jaylen Brown came back because he had the game off, really, the night before. He didn't play in that, I guess it was the Phoenix game. So, he didn't have as much excuse maybe as some of the other guys. But, yeah, Denver, a good team. And like you said, they did it defensively. Jokic struggled, right? He shot 11 of 28. The 3-ball was not really falling for him, though he hit a stupid, crazy one. I think was that early in the game, early in the first. Yeah, right. The start of the game. You're right, where he was just in the corner. They played great defense for like 23.9 seconds, and then he's like, I'll just hit this fading, one-footed corner 3, bang that home. But he did help that run that you said there, Trey, at the end of the third quarter, that like 11-0 run that took him into the fourth, and then other guys stepped up. Tim Hardaway Jr. He had 14 points. I bring him up because this guy had 2 dunks in the same game.
Yep.
Very rare. And then he had another one where he like attacked, he spun, kissed it off the glass. You don't see Tim Hardaway driving all that much. A few of them in transition, but that one was special. But nobody wanted to talk to him after the game. Did you see this clip going around? They went into the press room. They got the table set up and the mic, and then all the chairs for the media. Tim Hardaway Jr. walks in. There's nobody in the room. Or nobody at least wanting to ask him a question.
There was maybe one reporter there. They're like, Lisa, you got any questions? She's like, nah.
So he just gets up and leaves. Man, I wanted to. Somebody's got to ask about those Dugs. Yeah, exactly.
He was good. Hardaway outscored the Boston bench. I mean, Boston got a few points at the end when it was garbage time for sure. Valanciunas outscored the Boston bench by himself. This was just one team was fresher than the other to me, and the Celtics had a great road trip. All things considered, but I mean, to win like this, if you're the Nuggets, you got to be feeling good about it. Not a great game for Vooch Doug out there.
No,
he 1 for 7, gave up a ton of offensive rebounds. And Jokic maybe didn't have the greatest shooting night, but he did hit 2 threes right in Vooch's face. I think Vooch looks good against bad teams, and it's a little different. They were trying a double big lineup, trying to let him guard Jokic, and Keita was kind of like the help guy. And I don't know if that's necessarily something you want to do going forward in the playoffs, but worth it last night to give it a shot. It's just that's just schedule loss for me for Boston. That's all it was.
Yeah, we were dumb taking Boston. We just got those points. And when we did our pick 'em, the 4.5 points,
man.
Yeah, I figured they could lose by 4. But also on the other side, the Nuggets always respond to a bad performance. So they lost the game before that on Monday night. We knew that coming in. They did the same thing. Coming out of the All-Star game, loss, respond with a 50-point win against the Portland Trail Blazers. Then they lost, and this happened. So they do know how to respond. They have enough depth. Tim Hardaway is having his best season. Their benches, I mentioned the Bruce Brown thing. I think they are just part of this entire atmosphere, this family-type environment that beat the Celtics in this game 42-17 from the bench. They don't turn it over a lot. They didn't kill him on the fast break. It was 14-6, but everybody working together in this ugly game. And listen, that Jokic shot early in this game, that was art. I mean, he is literally, he loses the ball and then he finds it and he lets it rip. And Peyton Watson is back there. He's got, one of the best smiles in the NBA. He's smiling at it on the bench. So I think they just got it going on. He even laughed at Jamal Murray, who couldn't get over the rim on that first possession. He kind of laid it in. They're good. They're doing all right.
Well, Jamal Murray did have an excuse, and you mentioned it earlier. He only played 8 minutes due to illness and then did not return. Nuggets coach David Adelman was asked about his illness. He said, quote, "He looked awful. They gave him all the medication. It did not help. All kinds of bodily things were happening."
Excuse me?
Yeah. People were saying, whoa, HIPAA privacy, HIPAA violation there, Adam. Maybe a little too much information. I mean, I think he had did he have the shits and diarrhea? That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
Right? Well, bodily fluids or things, I guess is his wording. Yeah.
Yeah. But he had some sort of virus, some sort of illness, because he literally couldn't get up over the rim on the first possession. Like, the guy can dunk the ball, but he couldn't do it. So I don't think it's just going out the one end. Other issues as well. I guess a lot of bodily fluids. Either way, we're talking about injuries, specifically injuries. There was the Jason Tatum report from Shams Charania saying he's practicing 5-on-5, full practices. A lot of these reports are just virtually the same, that he's playing at 5-on-5, but it's getting closer. He's 290 days since he was injured, 9 months. It's happening at some point.
It's just when.
Yeah.
It's just how much time before the playoffs do they hope to get him out there and start getting some reps with some of these guys. Yeah. We'll see. All right.
Okay. I saw people speculating that Tatum will come back on March 14th. 314, which is the area code for St. Louis, which is the exact contract he took. He took $1 million less so he could get 314
on his
contract, and it's against the Wizards.
Oh,
good team to come back against. Yeah. Ask Jonathan Kuminga.
Yeah, right. So he's really into numerology, is he?
Yes, and financial literacy.
Okay.
He took 314 instead of 315 mil.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't realize that either. Yeah. Okay, so you're maybe predicting a March 14th return for Tatum. Hey, look.
But I think people were also speculating that he was going to come back for, what is this game against the Sixers? When is that game? That's on March 1st, because that one got flexed, right? Like NBC moved the time back to make it, it was supposed to be at 6 p.m. Now it's at 8 p.m. or something like that. He had the huge All-Star game feature. Look how hard this guy's working. So you can make a case for any game that he's coming back.
But we feel confident he returns in March, it sounds like.
Yeah, he's a March man.
He's a March man. Okay, good.
It's coming soon. Yeah, that Sixers game is perfect because he can play in that one and sit on the second half of the back-to-back, which is the next game, because it's one of those flexors.
Soon enough here.
What would you have asked Tim Hardaway Jr. in the press conference?
Well, I would have asked about the dunks.
You were doing them dunks.
Yeah, like I was just like, can you remember any other game from your career we had 2 dunks in the same game? I honestly can't. And you know me, I'm the biggest Tim Hardaway Jr. fan alive,
man.
And then my follow-up question is, when will you go for 50 points in one game, man? This guy named Skeets has been saying it for like 10 years now. Aren't you going to pop off one of these nights?
You could do it late in the season here. One of these like nonsense games at the end of the year.
I still believe.
How many dunks do you think he's got this year?
It's probably more than I would think, obviously. 15?
Hey, nice. 13.
Okay. Yeah.
He's throwing down some dunks.
That's all right.
I didn't know he had this many dunks.
Taller guy, I guess. Shouldn't be that surprising to me, but he's just such a three-point shooter.
Yes.
Yeah, obviously
exactly.
the scorer outside. All right, let's talk about the Bucks squeaking by the Cavaliers. 118-116. Porter, Rollins, 2 of your guys' tasks that you like to bring up with Milwaukee. They played well, and they did survive here. I mean, Jared Allen had a shot right at the end, at the buzzer beater. He thought it was good, and they sort of reacted like they were going into overtime. They took a look at it, and it was pretty obviously still in his hand. So Milwaukee gets another victory here, and they are, I believe, 1 game out of the play-in. With maybe potentially Giannis coming back. I'm starting to get fearful for the Detroit Pistons here suddenly. If they're the number 1 seed all season long, and then like Giannis returns and the Bucks maybe get the 8th seed, but I'm looking ahead too far. Let's talk about this game.
Well, it's an incredible season for Giannis in every way, shape, and form, because he sits out and the team is playing their best ball without him. The guys that he really needs, if they're going to do anything, playing their best ball. They're 8-2 in their last 10, and he's also been able to get all the fans to support him after that up and down at the beginning of the season. Well, he wants to trade. He's not being traded. But now he can come back, I think, and feel pretty comfortable going into the postseason. They don't do anything really great in the postseason and ask for a trade simply. Maybe not really verbally ask for a trade, but get his agent to get him a trade. So I think his fans will always love him, even if he does that. So it just feels like so perfect in every way, shape, or form. Off the court, the guy feels free and easy, the most free he's ever felt to do what he wants since he's been out. Invested in Kalshi, invested in the Chelsea women's soccer team, invested in gummies that look like his face. And he feels free to say whatever he wants, too, this season. Literally say whatever he wants. Michael Jordan's number 1 in scoring? Oh, yeah, I'm going to go get that guy. I can get him. No problem. I'll catch him. Fans boo him. He says, when they boo, I boo him right back. I mean, he just so comfortable, and I think he'll be looked at forever in Milwaukee, even if he does leave, as the guy. So it feels like everything's just working out. Like, this team is not going to win in the playoffs. They're not beating the Pistons.
Okay.
But at least they can get there. And I just feel like it's justifiable now for him to say, all right, I'm done. Because we gave it one more shot. I'm done.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's
comfortable. It's the season. It's the season for Giannis in every way, shape, or form. He wants to win. He's making investments. He's talking. No, he's not going to win. And that's why I think the fans have to support him. They have to.
Oh, I don't.
At the end of the day.
I don't think that was ever.
He's the best player that's ever played for the Bucks.
Yeah.
I know. But if you demand a trade and you leave, like if he got dealt, there would be plenty of hate. If he got dealt before the trade deadline, there would be plenty of hate.
You're swerving here hard, though, on me.
No,
like you're LaMelo in a car in Charlotte.
No.
Yeah, no, because...
I said that he could be dealt this offseason.
I understand that, but you've also said many times this idea of, like, Giannis wants to see some growth with this team, especially these young guys, these guards, and like the idea of convincing him, so to speak, that maybe there's something here and we have draft capital we could use and maybe try and add to the roster. Like, it's funny to me, like, they're actually playing well, and but you're now saying it's more even still likely that maybe he'll be like, I'm out of here anyway. You've just tricked me here.
Well, he's always left the door open. And I, as a fellow Greek, have always been comfortable saying that the door is open. They're not going to win this postseason. They may, as far as the front office goes, go trade one of their draft picks to get somebody. But things are just all coming together for him to be able to say, I'm done. We ain't winning. It's time for me to go. The Knicks lose.
But that's my counter is they actually are winning some here.
They are.
Like if it was the opposite and they were continuing to lose every single game and there was no hope, then okay, he's probably leaving. I still think he will leave, but at least you can squint and go or talk yourself into this idea of like, maybe these guys are growing and maybe there's some talent here. And once I get back, it's a little different story. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
There's that possibility.
the game itself, takeaways, and the James Harden of it all, who has a right thumb fracture and didn't play in this game, though he's going to continue and try and play through the rest of the season.
Yeah, he's going to play eventually, and I think the Cavs will be fine. They also traded for Dennis Schroeder, Keon Ellis. We know Jalen Tyson's minutes have gone down a little bit with Mobley coming back, with Harden being there. Sam Merrill was back playing last night. There's going to be more opportunities for these guys. Harden fit in instantly with the Cavs, so maybe the biggest downside for them is that if he has to deal with any sort of minutes restriction, I mean, it's his offhand. I can't really imagine it's going to be that big of a deal, but maybe he'll have to sit sometimes if he gets hit or something like that.
Right.
Then JB Bickerstaff doesn't have a chance to like figure out his rotations perfectly, but this doesn't seem like a huge concern to me for the Cavs. They could have won last night if Jared Allen gets the ball off of his long finger a little bit earlier, or if Dennis Schroeder makes a pretty makeable layup right before Jared Allen got the rebound. But this was a nice win for the Bucks. I thought Jericho Sims played awesome. 11 points, 11 boards, a couple assists, and 4 screen assists. Oh, he was setting some monster screens out there. But Rollins and Kevin Porter Jr., they're playing really well together right now. They both had some time out this season, Porter more so than Rollins, but they can both like get to the basket. They can both shoot from outside. Rollins competes on the defensive end. They seem like a good match. And with this little bit of a winning patch here, you know, I think the Bucks have had their first and second 3-game win streak of the season during this 8 out of 10 stretch. It makes you think Giannis is going to come back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's interesting because when they were really struggling before the trade deadline, it's like, why would they even bring this guy back unless he wants to play, which he's going to want to play. But now there's at least something to play for. A play-in berth. It's not that exciting, but the Bucks have, you know, been lower seeded in the Eastern Conference regardless. So it feels like there's very few breadcrumbs. I guess he told some kid on the sideline, yeah, I'll be out another 4 weeks. But I'm like reading through the Eric Name articles over at The Athletic, and he says in one of his last paragraphs, when Giannis comes back, just says it like it's known business out there. So he'll come back eventually.
Yeah.
And at least makes the play-in exciting.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Which are usually brutal games.
Hey, speak for yourself.
Have been.
Yeah, superstar.
DeAndre DeRozan has something to say about that.
DeRozan.
Never going to hear the end of that.
That's the biggest moment in play-in history.
Well, that's what
That's the biggest one.
Proving my point.
And then LeBron hitting a 3-pointer.
Yeah, over the Warriors.
But that comes behind DR. DeRozan, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the Bucks will be fine when their MVP type player does come back for the play, and he will. He did post something where he was working out. I am not familiar with everything he posts on social media because this year he has curated it in a very different way. That's part of his MO. He says what he wants. He curates the way he wants. He's been deleting a bunch of his old Bucks posts and all that. He deletes even his sponsor posts. I think the Kalshi thing is gone.
Man.
I think he loves his gummies. He keeps posting those gummies. I don't know why they didn't send us any. But yeah, those ones that look like his face. Either way, I think it's over 4 weeks since he diagnosed himself. When he said post game, he said, I'm out 4 to 6 weeks essentially. So it's been over 4 weeks. I think he's coming back pretty soon to be with a pretty good team. That did beat a Cavs team without Donovan Mitchell and without Evan Mobley. And this Dennis Schroeder, who is a perfect fill-in for James Harden. Just to throw him out there and be a lead guy. And yeah, he had a good game. He did miss that layup that just rimmed out. He shouldn't have missed that. But James Harden is not going to be out a very long time. Simple as that.
Yeah, Jeff Stotts of In Street Clothes said it's a non-displaced injury, right? So it's like the tip of his thumb on his offhand, as you said, Trey.
The phalanx, as he said.
Yes. Players to suffer this type of injury and avoid surgery miss an average of 6.5 games, approximately 17 days. Again, that's Jeff Stotts. He's got the database for all this stuff, right? Sort of even feels like it might be less than that, just the way they're sort of approaching it and talking about it. But maybe he gets a couple games off here and is back before we know it, and we'll see if it impacts him or not. I think it just like more than anything, it's like you could re-injure it or make it worse swiping at a ball on the defensive end. Though, you know, maybe Harden's not doing that a whole lot either. Will it affect the offense? Probably not. I don't think so.
Ideally, you want more chemistry, I think, with him and Evan Mobley as specifically. Like those guys. It is going to be mid-March when he comes back. But if he does come back, you know, approximately, I'm estimating on these, the phalanges, the bones, as Stotts calls them, in his hand. Yeah, it's at the tip of his thumb. So it'll be mid-March. chemistry is important. We know that. So he does need to come back at some point.
It seems like he'll have a weird looking thumb at the end of it. I think those non-displaced fractures are like where your knuckle gets knocked out of line, and like I got a weird pinky.
Right.
I started generating a
Oh
weird,
yeah, you got one there.
Yeah. So 2 out of 10 for me. I wonder what Harden's are like. It's gonna be like the opposite of a hitchhiker thumb.
Right.
Might be a problem when you're counting the hundreds. At the club.
He's at the club.
Yeah.
But
Here, can you do this for me? You make it rain for me, please.
But isn't it the actual tip of the thumb? It doesn't involve the knuckle. Who knows?
I'm not Jeff
it's a
Stotts.
fraction.
I don't have the database. I just got the fingers. To look at. The other question I had for you guys, Sam Merrill and AJ Green were playing in this game. Spider-Man meme. Are you more of a Sam Merrill or an AJ Green guy?
Ooh.
That's a great question.
That's a question I didn't expect to be asked this morning.
They're guarding each other a ton. They play quite similarly.
I guess I'm
They're
an
both white
AJ
guys who
Green
shoot
guy
threes.
because he's got a better nickname.
Great
in
nickname.
Gary Bird, and we came up with the,
The milking.
yeah. So I'll just go him.
Tough. Really tough.
But I wonder if Sam Merrill is better than AJ Green. I
think he's a little better.
Yeah,
I think he's a little better.
I think he's a little better 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
But AJ Green has the advantage. Number one, I like the higher release point. It's a little bit higher, so you might get off one that you get your body into a little bit easier. And second, his arms look great on camera.
Yeah.
In
He's more
comparison to
jacked
Sam
than Sam
Merrill.
Merrill. Yeah.
He's got the bod of a farmer. They call him
Yes,
Dairy Bird.
That's right.
He's
Throwing
got
around
farming
bales.
arms.
Yeah. All right, let's keep it going. We took some weird tangents on that game. The Spurs overcome Wemby's pretty rough night. They beat our Raptors 110-107. San Antonio Spurs have extended their win streak to 10 straight. Get us started on your thoughts on this one.
Well, the start was the Wemby versus Barnes experience because early in this game, Scotty tried to punch one down on Wemby, but Wemby baited him. He turned his back to Wemby. He turned his back to Barnes, and Scotty thought, okay, this is my time. I'm going to go in there. But he knew that Barnes was coming, so he turned around and blocked him. Then Barnes got him back with that turnaround fadeaway at the end of the second quarter. He said, okay, I'll take it out even further. Wemby can't guard me at the three-point line. Then Wemby blocked his ass at the three-point line. So great little back and forth there. But play of the game was a minute 30 left. Raps down 2, just need one more stop and turn this around, and we can tie this game. De'Aaron Fox was in the corner with RJ Barrett on him, and De'Aaron Fox just kind of lost the ball, and it kind of rolled a little bit towards the corner, and he went and picked it up as RJ Barrett dove, and he was able to shoot over the corner of the backboard. That was an
crazy.
incredible shot. Everybody on the bench saying, hey, that was a travel, but he kind of just rolled it there. He didn't really dribble it and go back and get it. So that was just a beautiful shot. Then it's a 4-point lead. Then RJ Barrett went in and out on one end, and Scotty Barnes ripped it from De'Aaron Fox at the other end, looked him right in the face. But it had already become a 4-point lead. But they tried that fast break, and then Brandon Ingram went to Pirtle instead of to RJ Barrett on the perimeter, who just missed one. And then Pirtle gets swatted by Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah.
Game over, baby. But the Reps...
I mean, the Spurs missed a lot of free throws to give them even more chances to try and either get it to overtime. I mean, Brandon Ingram had a pretty good look in the corner, and he Paul Georged it off the side of the backboard.
Tale of two backboards.
Yeah, that was not great there.
And then they rebounded. The Spurs were able to rebound that free throw and able to overcome the missed free throws. But either way, the Raps just can't always execute down the stretch to perfection.
We are the worst good team in the league. I have no faith in this team come a playoff series. I mean, they're going to be there. That's maybe was shocking to some people thinking this was going to be a very bad year. So it's cool that they're probably going to be in a playoff series. I don't think they'll have a home court advantage in a playoff series at this point, but whatever. But I don't have hopes that they're going to get by a first round here.
Yeah, teams are going at Brandon Ingram on the other end in the last couple of minutes, trying to get the best shot that they can, and the Reps not executing quickly in the shot clocks.
Our guy, Will Liu, he crashed out hard on last night's Hello and Welcome Raptors recap podcast, and all of it was completely warranted. He hit on 3 things that were driving him nuts. And the biggest one was Darko's lineup at the start of the fourth quarter. He has done this multiple times, and it's perplexing, and it backfires a lot. The Raptors have given up something like 5 double-digit fourth quarter leads. It's the most in the league. And it happened in this one. They were up sort of big, right, starting the fourth, and they go with Shed, RJ Barrett, Walter, CMB, and Mamu. And the Spurs, who are sort of looking dead in the water, don't have a lot going, Wemby starts the quarter because they realize, well, it's probably here or not happening tonight, right? And they ripped off a 7-0 run just like that. And it's sort of infuriating. It's like there was no reason Barnes should have not been out there because he had sat at the end of the third quarter. You got to play a little bit more matching there in that situation. And then the Spurs right back into it. And it's just like immediately back into the game. And Darko has done this time and time again. So that was frustrating. The other thing is RJ Barrett, despite scoring, which he can do, if you watch the fourth quarter, he had so many defensive lapses where he's just sort of clueless defensively. Like I think he's like, it looks like the type of player is just thinking about the offensive end when he's on defense. And it bit them in the ass a couple times, leaving like wide open shooters on the Spurs. Not maybe like getting in, not getting dirty for some of these offensive rebound or defensive rebound attempts off missed free throws. Like if you watch RJ Barrett on the defensive end, it's infuriating. And the other part is Scotty Barnes. He has way too many right now. What do you do in turnovers? This guy tried to throw like 2 times no-look passes in this game. Just look, man. You're not white chocolate, man. You're like, it was like these were early in the game, so they didn't have a crazy impact. But like, what is he doing? Like, you don't need to be doing that. Like, he's trying to like make these like cool look-away passes, and they're getting like deflected and picked off. Like, maybe look. So those were the 3 things that Will Lou went really hard on. I couldn't agree more having watched this game late last night because of Survivor. You know what? The darker part of it all is infuriating. That lineup was stupid, and he's done it a couple times now. And Durant.
Yeah, they are
and they can't be good teams.
They've scored the 3rd fewest points in fourth quarters in the NBA. I know it's way worse against the good teams, but that's a sign. They just don't score in fourth quarters.
Why is that though? Because it's Brandon Ingram bail us out.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Honestly, this team reminds me so much of Raptors pre-Kyle Lowry. Like that was like sort of, you know, good, so to speak, but not great by any means. Like they need somebody like that. Like the Ingram DeRozan comparisons are sort of there to me. Scotty, like he's still growing. You think he's adding to his package, and he is an all-star, and he's a great player. He's an awesome player, and competes defensively, and is going to be in the running for Defense Player of the Year, but makes weird decisions to me at times. And then the coaching of it all. I don't think he puts them in great opportunities at times with some of these lineups. In games that are there, like the Raptors are off like 2 days now. Like they should be going for that win. That would have been maybe like a marquee win for them this season. Snap the win streak, you know, use that momentum to try and get ready here for the playoffs. And they just keep losing to good teams, and they sort of keep shooting themselves in the foot. It's stuff they can control that they, like, for whatever reason, are not backing up. So, again, I have very little faith in this team come the postseason. If they're playing, who are they going to be playing?
Right now it would be Cleveland.
Yeah, they're going to be playing the Cavs, maybe the Sixers, I guess, would be a possibility.
Knicks could be.
Knicks, Celtics, I guess, still, if they slip, you know. I'll be shocked if it goes 6. With the way they look to me right now.
Yeah, with the way the offense is set up, I think they just need somebody to touch paint a little bit more often to shrink the defense and just get everything moving. Because Emmanuel quickly has done it at times, but he really just stops and pops before he gets into the lane with his floater. You just need more of what Jamal Shed has done, but at the same time he's a bit limited. So you just need more of that. And I understand the likeness to a Kyle Lowry or somebody else who is just able to run things / get into the paint.
Yeah.
That's what the problems are. Every single offensive plan, every single possession is just happening with 15 seconds gone already on the shot clock. It's already time ticking down. They got to get into things faster, and a guy who gets to the paint faster.
And there's no doubt Bobby Webster, I think, looked at this team at the deadline and was like, nah, we ain't doing anything this year. And maybe that's why they didn't try and address shooting, which they desperately need. Could use some of that. Size, okay, they got Trayson Jackson Davis. Like that was their move at the deadline here. So did nothing really, what I'm getting at. And maybe it was the right decision, like because maybe it's like in this what appears to still be an open Eastern Conference, we are a tier and a half down from these elite teams. And he's right. He's definitely right. Just an infuriating another loss because that's a game they should have won last night, I think. Duren, Cunningham, lead the Pistons past the shorthanded Thunder 124-116. And I mean shorthanded, Trey.
Yeah, I saw some Brooks Barnheiser, Buddy Boeheim lineups, the double Bs.
A lot of killer bees.
Yeah, that's a lot of Bs. Brooks Barnheiser and Buddy Boeheim. But the three-point shooting really kept Oklahoma City in it. They made 18. The Pistons only made 9, but I appreciated Detroit's ball movement. 29 assists. They found so many like tic-tac-toe passes. Cade getting off the ball early, and then Duren finding Ausar Thompson or Ron Holland for a cut. No Chet out there. No Ihart. Jay Will is not a rim protector. He is a charge taker, and clearly the Pistons understood what to do. 70 points in the paint versus only 32 for the Thunder, 52-37 on the rebounding. They couldn't shoot the ball from outside, so they just grabbed every offensive board and made as many layups as they possibly could. It was pretty sweet for the Pistons, even if this was a game that the Thunder had. I think their top 6 scorers were missing by the end of the game because even Isaiah Joe subbed out of this game, couldn't play. But one guy that stood out to me was Ausar Thompson. This guy deserves a little bit more hype. Everybody talks about Amen because Amen has a bigger role on the Rockets and looks like he might have a little bit more juice handling the ball. But Ausar, to me, is like a star role player. He's bought in completely. 11 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks last night. People talk him up as maybe a better defender than Amen, but he definitely doesn't get as much notoriety. But he was awesome last night, just kind of being everywhere like a super Iguodala type.
I had him in my notes too because I thought that was a great bounce back game from him after he was benched in the second half against the Spurs. And so I had my eye on him. And look, teams are going to leave him because they don't trust that he can hit a shot. You saw it last night. OKC, like they were just dropping so far off him, but he was operating a little bit more around the free throw line. I know he hit at least 1 jumper there, if not 2, and was setting up guys. So they were trusting him there, and you're gonna have to if they're gonna like make any noise here. He has to play. He should play for his defensive acumen, but teams are gonna test him in the postseason. So yeah, you don't need to be like necessarily a knockdown 3-point shooter. He's never gonna be that, but you can still operate with the ball, and you can still get to the free throw line. And obviously set guys up.
Unfortunately, 57% at the free throw line.
Well, no. I mean, shooting around the free throw line because he actually did a jumper there.
Yeah, 1 for 4 at the line last night.
You're going to have to trust him with the ball a little bit. And he's such an athlete that he should be able to still make plays. Especially when guys are going to sag off, you can attack and go in there. So that I was watching him as well. And they just did a good job. OKC played a lot of zone in this game because probably they were shorthanded, so many guys. And I thought Cade did an awesome job just picking it apart.
Yeah, Ausar Thompson is kind of their X factor. He's, that prototypical X factor as you compared him to Iguodala. Sometimes he just doesn't perform. He called himself out after this game and said, it was on me with the Spurs. He didn't have his energy level, crashing on the offensive end. Also, he yawned at one point. He just wasn't into it. And then he responds in this one. Basically, it looked like a mirror of Amen Thompson and how he's guarded. They just lay way off him, but he was getting into the mid-range and hitting those jumpers and getting after it defensively. You roll into that as well, a better Cade performance, even though Lou Dort's all over him and Cason Wallace was dragging on him. He just looked way better. And Jalen Duren, 29-15 since the All-Star game, 3 games averaging 27-14. So all that combined with these secondary players just doing something. They don't have an incredible 3 to 8, but they just need to do something. Toby was better in this game. Duncan Robinson was better in this game. Javonte Green hit a shot. My man, Karis LeVert, still turns that ball over, but fewer turnovers in this one. So they need everybody. And then this one, they had it against a team, didn't have everybody. Basically anybody.
Yeah.
But they can still play great defense because that's what they do. And they went after Cade, but Cade just had a response game after that Spurs game.
My final note on Cade, multiple highlight reel blocks once again in this one. Is he on his way to trying to become the greatest shot blocker from the guard position? I know he's only 24, a lot of career left, but I think he's up to averaging 1 block per game for the point guard position. I think Derek White probably still has the honor. Guy's pretty amazing at racking up blocks as a shooting guard, I guess. But Dwayne Wade always comes to mind as one of the best, John Wall. But I think Cade is going to be there. He's a little bigger than those guys, way bigger than those guys. But he brings it on the defensive end. He's even talking about yeah, I watched a lot of LeBron, all these chase down blocks, and tried to add that to my game. So yeah, something to watch moving forward.
I think every one of his turnovers is totally careless. Like inaccurate passes or just lazy getting off the ball. It's like rarely him being pressured. But then on the other side, he cares so much about defense. I'm like, where's the attention to detail there on both sides? But 3 steals, 3 blocks last night for Cade. He's averaging a steal and a half and a block per game. He's one of only 14 players this season over 500 minutes that averages a steal and a block.
Wow.
Pretty impressive for a guy who carries a huge load on the offensive end as well, which is probably why sometimes he's just like, just somebody else take this ball. And unfortunately, it's the other team. I mean, he missed our Tass's friend Toby.
Yeah, I called him Toby.
Toby. Yeah, him and Toby did not have a mind meld last night. Toby would be cutting, and Katie would throw it behind his back. It was weird.
2 things. You know, it's tough for us talking about basketball every single day. I don't want to say the same name the same way every single day, right? That's part of it.
Keep people on their toes.
But
See if they're listening.
But also, he's a 2-name guy. He's not a Tobias. He's not a Harris. And I just want to shorten it as much as I can.
I was wondering.
I go from 4 syllables to 1 syllable. Actually, Toby, that's 2. My bad, but it feels shorter.
I was wondering if the reason you were going with Toby recently is we just had Jacob Toby,
maybe
Spurs play-by-play announcer, on our show when we were in Austin. I saw he had Matt Bonner. Him and Sean Elliott had Matt Bonner join them in Toronto last night on their call. Maybe that Toby was in your head.
Yeah, it could be a subconscious thing for sure.
Because it happens. It happened yesterday's show.
What happened?
I made the thumbnail say struggle bus, and you said it twice on yesterday's show.
That's true.
And I never heard him say it before. Yeah.
Wow. Let me try.
I was like, that like literally just like
I'm gonna
seeped
go
into
back
his
to
head
that
because I've seen
thumbnail.
the
Yeah.
thumbnail. Yeah. I'm telling you. You said it twice. I couldn't believe it. It's like, oh, my thumbnails do matter.
Wow. I just went and looked at the thumbnail. I remember the thumbnail, but I don't remember the words struggle bus. So it really is.
Wow, that's
seeping
interesting.
in there.
Yeah, that's
Without
interesting.
me actually reading it.
All right, we'll leave it there. What else happened last night? I guess the Warriors won. Did they not? Any other games I'm missing? I guess
Warriors won,
Warriors
they
beat the
did.
Grizzlies.
Yep,
That's and then we'll get to the Rockets Kings in a little bit here.
Squeak by the Kings.
Yes. But let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll play true or false.
Bears, beats, buckets, buzzer beaters, and your choice of rewards. That's how FanDuel does basketball season.
Brooks Barnheiser.
Buddy Bayhawk. Or how about crab cakes and football? That's what Maryland does.
Yeah.
Buckets, buzzer beaters, and your choice of rewards. That's how FanDuel does basketball season. With a No Dunks ad read, you can choose your own millennial pop culture reference. With FanDuel, you choose your reward. Play it your way, pick what fits your game, and take control of how you bet. Take your shot with a profit boost, play it cool with a bet reset, or get a little backup with a bet back token. Bet back token.
So many B's.
Jesus, man. This guy's being out.
B mode. BMO Field. That's in Toronto.
Yes.
Anything with B's. Craig Biggio, Jeff Bagwell.
Oh,
and
nice.
don't forget Derek Bell. Operation Shutdown, remember that?
Yes.
Who could forget? Whatever fits your game, the choice is yours. That's what happens when you play on a sports book built for your game. So what kind of bettor are you? The shot caller? Your shot caller, Tess?
Sometimes. It depends on the day. Sometimes I like calling shots.
You a strategist, Skeets?
Hell yeah. Crunching the numbers. I took the Nuggets last night.
You're
Did I
always
not?
crunching.
Yep.
JD, are you a steady hand at the line?
Oh, you know it.
You are a steady hand.
Sometimes. Most of the time.
You're the hand of the king to me, JD.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know what that really means. But
I'm
sounds
second
cool.
in command.
I just listened to your the Thumb Wars review of
Yes.
the Seven Kingdoms, the Game of Thrones show. Yes.
Yeah, thank
Yes,
you.
it was
Thank
very
you
good.
much.
However you play, FanDuel is giving you the power to choose your reward and own your game every single day to start the NBA season. Start the NBA season. Head to FanDuel.com to make your choice. FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Brooks Barnheiser.
It's the season of bees.
Bradley Beal, right?
We had
Bogdan Bogdanovic.
Nice one.
And of course, Bojan
Bojan.
Bogdanovic.
Yeah.
all of our colleagues working with us. A lot of bees. Brad and Brian were just helping us out on the College Park
Know where you were going
Skyhawks.
there, yeah. Yep, you're right.
Yeah, lots of our colleagues. I had to look up the Operation Shutdown for Derek Bell. I totally forgot about that. When I think Derek Bell, I think of number one, Joe Carter driving his car onto the Blue Jays Sky Dome turf because they were giving it away.
Okay.
Nice.
When he walked Game 2, 92 World Series, And then Ed Sprague hit the jack. Hold on, was that 93? It was 93. Either way, that was an important walk.
Can you explain Operation Shutdown for those that have no idea what you're talking about?
Yeah, he was unhappy with his contract, so he's like, I'm just going to suck it up. He's literally like, I'm not going to play good at all. I can't believe
he just shut down.
Yeah, he shut himself down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was 2001.
It was later in his career.
Very late.
Yeah, I was actually surprised to hear you say he was on the Blue Jays for their 90s World Series. I think of him as like, well, I mean, late 90s isn't that different, but whatever.
Well, he was pinch hitting in that case.
Yeah.
And just walked important. It was the 92, game 2.
In the 92 series, he was.
Yeah, they needed it against the
drawing
Atlanta
walks.
Braves after the Braves took the first game. It was like the 8th inning, I think.
Is that when
Bell
they put
walks.
our flag upside down? Or wait, we
was
put their
probably that.
flag upside down. Who did it? Which flag was upside
flagged
down in the 92
It was
World
ours.
Yeah, we
ours.
It was
upside down
ours.
that Canadian flag.
How dare you?
I think it was game 2. Yeah.
Oh, come on, it's fall time. It looked like the leaf falling from the tree. That's what they said. It was autumn. Bobby Bonds, Barry Bonds, Bobby Bonilla.
Oh, very nice. Very nice
forget?
bees. Very nice bees. All right, let's get into true or false. Yeah, a couple true or false questions for you guys here at the table. Everybody joining us on YouTube, play along in the stream team. Let us know in the comments section if you're watching later. Podcast listeners, chime in as well. Reed Shepherd made a career-high 7 3-pointers. Alperen Şengün posted a triple-double. Rockets beat the Kings 128-97 last night. Blowout. Kings lost Keegan Murray to a left ankle injury in the first quarter, and they fell to a league-worst 13-47 record. And let's take a look at the Tankathon standings as of today. We'll show you. Trust me.
Where are they?
Oh, but it's so bad that we just went full black screen. At least that's what we're seeing on the monitor here. Okay, don't worry about it.
I can tell you who's at the top.
I got you. The Kings are 13-47, as I said. That's the worst. All right. Then they're followed by the Pacers, who are 15-44, the Nets, who are 15-42, the Wizards, who are 16-41, and then the Pelicans pick, which would go to the Atlanta Hawks at 17-42. Those are your top 5 teams. Jazz there are 6th at 18-40. The question here is, true or false? No signal is detected. True or false? The Kings deserve to win the number 1 pick because they're just so bad.
Absolute false.
Why?
Yeah.
Absolute false?
Yeah, in 23, they make the playoffs for the first time, 16 years? De'Aaron Fox got them there. They light the beam. Then all of a sudden, we'll fire our head coach. We'll trade De'Aaron Fox for Zach LaVine. And I bring that up because they're trying to win right now. They are absolutely trying to win, trying to do everything they can after trading their best player for another player. They've got this team that's so good offensively, should be good offensively, I should say, but they can't be good offensively. So I don't give them a deserve reward.
No?
I don't know who deserves it, but this team that, again, made the playoffs for the first time in 16 years. They had De'Aaron Fox doing interviews in people's houses. Our friends Deuce and Mo had them over to be in their house. He went to their house to do an interview. And now all of a sudden they said, nah, let's get rid of this guy. I mean, it was after 2 years, but still, why give up on that? Why give up on your first playoff appearance in 16 years? I don't feel bad for them. They don't deserve it.
Okay.
I think they absolutely deserve it.
There we go.
Why is that?
They haven't had the number 1 pick since 1989. Never Nervous Purvis Ellison
Oh, yeah.
went number 1. They're 8th in salary this year. Like you said, Tess, they're straight up trying to win. They just built a bad team.
Right.
Look at all the other teams who are near the top of the tanking race. The Pacers, 21st in salary, took a literal gap year this year.
Yeah.
Didn't replace Miles Turner. They tried to lose. Nets, 30th in salary. They got all young guys. They're not trying to win. The Wizards are 18th in salary. That's because they just traded for Trae Young and Anthony Davis, who they are not going to play this year. They're not trying to win. And then Utah is 28th in salary. At least the Kings came into the season and said, we're going to win. If you're a fool, you would lock their over-under, like I did. I think they were going to win more than 34 games.
Ooh.
I think that's what it was in,
Yeah.
in 2026.
I backed you. I didn't lock it, but I did back you.
No, I said guarantee this is going to happen. The Kings are going to be good. They're literally trying. They're just bad. And I mean, they have gotten a little tanky as these other teams have gone through their shenanigans. They're shutting down DeAndre Hunter, Sabonis, Levine. All these guys are out, but DeMar DeRozan's playing fourth quarters.
Yeah.
He's still hitting clutch pull-up jumpers, just like he always has. So I think they do deserve it. They haven't had a number one pick for a while. They need a star as much as literally any team in the NBA. They had a top 5 draft pick, and they got Keegan Murray, who had an awesome rookie season and hasn't really done much since. They need an infusion of talent. So I do think they actually deserve it.
If you go, if you tackle this deserve by they need a star, like you're saying,
Right.
then when you look at a lot of teams on the Tankathon, the Kings are there. I think the Nets are there. They would, they could use a star to obviously try and build around. And then, then you start getting down even lower. And I guess you could, the Chicago Bulls, I think, could use a star. Depends how you feel about Buzelis moving forward. Point is, some of these other teams do have really good players because of injuries, because of whatever. They just obviously are down here near the bottom. So, yeah, Kings, like this, we asked this tongue in cheek, deserve. I mean, what are we talking about here? But like, as in order to like turn around a franchise, and because they have been the sort of ethical tankers because they wanted to sort of win and just stink, then yeah, maybe you lean towards the Kings. What do you think about this report we got recently here? Lauri Markkanen suffered an ankle and hip injury in practice on Wednesday. He's going to get an MRI, and reportedly the NBA is going to send an independent doctor to scope out the situation and determine if the Jazz are violating the league policy by holding Markkanen out. We are getting silly with this now, but what's your thoughts on this?
Well, the Utah Jazz don't deserve to win the number one pick. I think that's fairly clear. They have sacked guys in fourth quarters. We all know it. We all saw it. They were the ones that made the headlines. That is why they were fined $500,000. Also, I found this interesting. There were polls done by the Deseret News in Utah, the state of Utah, and all these people polled. 70% of them believe that professionals alter the way they play to help sports gamblers win. So that's the thought process of Utah and their fans and their people. There's different parameters to the 70%. Some say it's rarely, some say it's most of the time, in a state that are trying to get gambling laws made for them so they can all gamble as fans. But their fans still love the game. They're still out there, and they're still winning these games where guys are sitting fourth quarter, so they don't deserve to win that number one pick. That being said, I think I'm okay with the NBA sending an independent doctor, because it sure feels like they've gone to another level here.
They've gone to the level where Silver is absolutely pissed off with the Utah Jazz.
Mad.
And so, I mean, I don't know if this is just to continue to try and send a message to them after the $500,000 fine, and then sending these doctors.
And then Jaren Jackson
because they're
Jr.
not the
goes
first
down.
to do that. Like,
when Jaren Jackson Jr. went down with a season-ending injury immediately after the $500,000 fine, I thought, how can this be fine-worthy if a guy is literally getting surgery?
Right.
But then it starts to compound here with Lauri Markkanen, who's literally sitting.
well, Nurkic is getting a
And
nose
Nurkic.
surgery, isn't he?
That's right. Sleep apnea, giving him problems.
That's right. That's right.
But he's playing pretty well. Looks like he's sleeping all right.
But are we?
I believe does he celebrate Ramadan now? Maybe he's undergoing lots of stuff.
But Nurk is out, is he not, for the season?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Nose surgery.
But yeah, that's why it seems like it's snowballing in Utah.
Well, yeah.
Down the mountains. There's snow everywhere.
I don't know. It's a slippery slope. Like, if you're going to do this with
On the
Lauri
mountains?
Markkanen, yeah. You're going to do this with Lauri Markkanen, and
Right.
like, we got to come check him. Like, then don't you have to do this with absolutely every guy?
Well, they did that with the Pacers, apparently, right? They're
Well,
like,
yeah.
is Aaron Nesmith hurt? Why don't you just shoot him up with some meds? Like, it's varsity blues. Get him out there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's weird. Silver right now is in a tough spot where he's got to be checking in on all this after tanking being such a huge deal before we even got to the All-Star break, to the point where he had to come out with these fines for the Jazz and the Pacers and answer a whole bunch of questions and saying, we're looking at literally any suggestion you could possibly have. We will consider it. So I don't think it's going to stop for the rest of the season until, every player you've heard of is out. But as the stream team is mentioning here, the Jazz and the Pacers have never won the number one pick, so they could be deserving in that right as well to spread the wealth
Is
a
that
little
right?
bit.
Never won it. Okay.
Yeah.
I was excited. I was looking, at the history of the number one picks for the Sacramento Kings. They only have the one, Purvis Ellison.
Yeah.
But when they were the Cincinnati Royals, they drafted 3 great names. In 1957, they got Hot Rod Hundley.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
yeah.
good
Yeah.
one.
Very cool. 1960, Bob Boozer.
Oh, another double B.
Yeah, that's one I'm not as familiar with. Bob Boozer. And then the big O, Oscar Robertson, went number 1 in 1960.
Good pick.
As well. Yeah.
Nailed that one.
No relation to Carlos, the boozer,
I don't think so.
I imagine.
Yeah.
Next one here. The odds to win the NBA's regular season MVP have tightened in recent weeks, with the top 2 betting favorites, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Nikola Jokic, at the risk of not qualifying for the award because of a new NBA rule, or newish NBA rule. SGA remains the odds-on consensus favorite. He's listed at -130 on FanDuel, Jokic at +300. But again, both are in danger of being ineligible this season because of the NBA rule that prohibits players who miss more than 17 games from qualifying for postseason awards like MVP. Suddenly, I do feel like we've pivoted from tanking talk to maybe now we are back on the MVP race, and this particular rule, Trey. So true or false? The NBA 65-game rule is backfiring.
I got to say false.
Okay.
I think it worked perfectly because they got an 11-year, $77 billion media rights deal, and that's the only reason this rule even exists.
Correct.
Because Adam Silver, in a previous thing he was upset about, was players resting more so than dealing with injuries. And that to me is the biggest thing. We don't want to have a default winner where it's like 2 MVP candidates actually qualify for the awards. So who of those 2 who actually was the best, there should be a separation between missing games for rest / load management,
Right.
which was what the issue was when it was like Kawhi never playing back-to-backs. Joel Embiid, we never know if he's going to play. And if they're playing in Denver, he definitely isn't. It's different when a guy is legitimately hurt. Look at the guys who are being taken out of the race this year. Jokic had a legitimate knee injury. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is missing time with a core injury right now. Wemby had a calf strain. These are real things that are keeping players out. So there's got to be some sort of leeway that they figure out going forward where you're allowed to miss games if you're hurt and still qualify for these awards at the end of the season. But the NBA got what they wanted, a massive TV deal. Players got what they wanted. They're getting paid more money. Mm-hmm. So I think the rule actually worked, and now it's time to fudge it.
So
Fix
you would
it a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay. What do you think?
How
True
we
or false
fight?
on this?
Yeah, well, I say it's false. I mean, they started this at the beginning of the 23-24 season. A year later, they signed that $11 billion broadcast deal. It worked perfectly. And then they can do away with it after this season. And I think it's false because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander can still come back and win this MVP if he wants it. He's still got plenty of games to play.
Plenty.
Yeah.
I think 6.
He can still miss another 6 and qualify.
Yeah. Jokic can only miss 1 more. He's teetering right there. Yeah.
Yeah, he's done. All the talks about his horses and who he would sell. That's what's going to take over Jokic's last couple months of the season because it feels like he may not make it. But if Shai wants to, he can. The NBA teams, like Trey was talking about, have done a good job of being able to circumvent these requirements for injured players and say knee, ankle. Because players are so banged up at every part of the season, they just don't put it on the box score that he is resting for load management when essentially 82 games within the span of a regular season is too tight. So, he does have a knee issue. He does have an ankle issue. So that's what we'll list on the box score. We just won't we won't list it as load management. So that's the way they get around it. But what do they do with the 65-game rule? Is it just a swipe it off the board and just go back to normal? I think
because
that's probably the
availability was always an important part of production and whether you were warranting MVP votes from the media who votes on this thing. Like, it always was coming into play. Like, you had to do the whole thing. Like, okay, he missed 10 more games than this guy. Is that much of a difference maker, in your opinion, to give it to one or the other? So, Eric Corrine wrote, if the rule has encouraged players to get on the floor more, it hasn't made a profound difference. I mean, like you were saying, TK, these guys have been injured. Now it feels as if the real impact might be to make sure the wrong people get some awards. And this gets some people pretty upset when you say the wrong people, because let's talk this out. For the sake of debate, SGA, Jokic, even Wembanyama, let's say they don't get to 65 games played, all a possibility. We could end up with award results like MVP to Cade Cunningham, Defensive Player of the Year to Rudy Gobert, and a first-team All-NBA, let's say, of Cade, maybe Luka, Jaylen Brown, Donovan Mitchell, and Anthony Edwards, something like that. Like good, but you're like, I guess a year or two removed from this, we're gonna be like, what the hell happened that year? And like maybe in the case some of these guys play 63, 64 games and you're like, what? So I don't know. It's you can probably get rid of it is sort of my take on it. Like you guys said, the whole thing was about load management. It was a classic silver in the league, sort of overreacting to the moment, wanting to get the television deal. Like, oh, our guys will play. We'll force them, these big guys, to play in these games that we're going to put a lot of money on these games that you're going to buy from us. Now that we're there, I think we're completely fine. The media, we don't have votes in this thing, but I think most of them are fine debating whether or not, like, whatever the threshold is to you. Like, I have something along the lines of, like, yeah, you should probably play around 75% of the games. I think that's fair.
So lower it to 60.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
61.
sure, but yeah, but maybe just remove it completely and let these guys decide and women decide when they vote. Like, if people, look, they tell us who votes for who now. So if somebody's like, no, that guy played 35 games and I believe he's still MVP. Well, it's public. So there's a bit of a shaming, I guess, if you want to call it that. If we feel like, what are you talking about? You got to play more than that. So it's out there in the public.
To geek it out here, what is the number when you see the races at the end of the year that a guy has to meet as far as games go? Is it, it's somewhere between 60 and 65? I mean, it is 65.
Like,
it
we're
was
in the
implemented
ballpark
because
here,
it was implemented because it's a decent number. It's pretty close.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so it's not that bad when you look at it that way. But if all these best players play literally 63 or 64, and I say best players as in Shea, Jokic essentially, and Wemby. I mean, that's what it comes down to. It's up to really Shea to make this about guys, just make the story less about this new rule and just about the best players if he plays 65 games. He ain't that far, as we've said. I think they do want to hold the number one seed. And so I think he will come back and play. The Spurs are just too close to them, and I think they do want the first seed, being that they won 2 Game 7s last year in their barn. The Spurs have only lost one more game than the OKC. We saw OKC lose last night. I do think he wants to come back to keep all those things going for OKC.
The one thing that is scary, the hypothetical is, and I guess you could debate, we've had guys try and get back before to make all NBA teams and stuff like that. Like a guy that is injured, that is legitimately injured on a good team, let's say, who have plans to go far in the playoffs, like tries to come back earlier than maybe he should to hit said quota to win awards or obviously get more money in contract situations when you get into first team all NBAs or all NBA teams. Like, and then they get injured again. Like that sucks. That's unfortunate. Now that's their decision as the player, as the team and all that. That'll be like a kiss of death for this rule then. I think it'd be gone immediately after that. But what's your opinion on the amount of games played? If you had a vote for MVP, like, I guess what we're getting at is like SGA and Jokic and Wemby on the defensive ends, like those guys can play like 10 games less than most other guys in the league, if not everybody else. And their impact is more important.
Yes.
It is.
I don't like to see a 5 in the first digit.
Okay.
So 59 and under, to me, you're almost disqualified, and that's kind of like how MVP voting has worked. There's basically one real MVP who's played less than 60 games. It was Bill Walton. He was the best player in the league until he got hurt 2/3 of the way through the season.
Right.
Everything else has been like, a COVID season or a strike season where they're under 60, that sort of stuff. So to me, like 60 is sort of the baseline. And I think that voters do factor it in. I know we do when you're looking at it at the end of the year. So if people are legitimately hurt, I don't think it should take them out of the awards race. But if they're healthy enough to play, they should play. But we saw Halliburton did it, like to get all NBA.
Yeah.
He came back, struggled through a hamstring injury, was playing like the bare minimum 20 minutes a game to get his numbers up so he could make all NBA and make a whole bunch more money. The incentives were there for it.
Yeah.
I like seeing the best players on the court, but I also like seeing the best names rewarded at the end of the season.
Yeah. Yeah. And like whether there's this rule or not with how many games you got to play, like let's say SGA hits 65, 66 games, like just gets over the quota. Like there will be a debate. I don't know how many games Cade has missed off the top of my head, but let's just say he played all 82 games, right? And they had the number one seed. There's naturally going to be a debate between people with an actual vote and people without a vote like us. Like, oh, well, one guy played the whole league or the whole season and he had the number one seed. Yeah, but SGA like because of these numbers, because of scoring, whatever, he produces more. Like, that's always going to happen. And that's like fun. That's part of the fun, right? That we're inevitably going to do at the end of the season. So yeah, it's just like, I don't know. We need this thing? Probably not anymore. Final one. This is interesting. Suns owner Mat Ishbia wants more star players participating in All-Star Weekend events when Phoenix hosts the mid-season showcase next year. So to help, Ishbia has offered to pay $1 million prize to the winners in the 2027 dunk and three-point contests, with another $1 million going to charity in each event. He said this on the Pat McAfee show. And I saw Windhorse reporting officials from the NBA League Office and Players Union told ESPN such a prize would not conform with the existing bonus structure. It's not like Ishbia like consulted with the league when he said this to Pat. So
Just riffing.
he's just riffing, but
I hit a floater over Taco Fall a couple weeks ago. I'm feeling it.
he's feeling himself. Yeah. So true or false, Ishbia offering $1 million to All-Star contest winners will draw star players. Do you think it will work if he's allowed to, let's say?
Well, it's true, but he's not going to be the one giving out $1 million. It's going to be the league. The league has to run this thing. Right now, at this point, where gambling is such a discussion around the league in so many different ways, you can't just anoint Mat Ishbia the guy to hand out money. It just doesn't seem right. Doesn't work. The NBA can do it. There's plenty of millions to go around. But at the same time, we know money is definitely a motivator for players. So yes, this will work. We talked about it as an option.
Yeah, I was saying years ago, I thought Drake should be the one to put the $1 million up for the dunk contest winner. I'm still shocked he never did
still
that.
be him.
Yeah, exactly. But what do you think, TK?
No, I think this is great. I like Ishbia. He's like, yeah, I'll go out there and pick up a guy full court in the celebrity game. I'll give you a $2 Dasani water. I hate tanking. Yeah, it's because we traded all of our draft picks. But still, you should be trying to win. And now he's trying to get people into the dunk contest. This is really about the dunk contest. The stars show up for the three-point contest, right? Maybe they can figure out a way to pay him. I do think this would help. I don't think it would make a difference for getting top stars there, but I think it would be good for rookie stars. Take two guys that we would like to see in the dunk contest. Anthony Edwards, VJ Edgecombe. Anthony Edwards makes $45 million this year. Getting an extra $1 million would be a 2% raise.
Right.
Nobody's sneezing at $1 million, but come on. He ain't going to do it.
No.
Okay.
VJ Edgecombe makes $11 million this year. That's 9% of his salary. It would matter to him. And I think that that's really who you're targeting for the dunk contest is like the big up and coming rookies. These are the guys that do it anyways, at least in the past. Like Blake Griffin was early in his career when he was in the dunk contest. Same with Zach LaVine. Same with Michael Jordan, if you want to go all the way back there. It would matter to the younger players who are on their first contract to get that bump of money, and that probably draws them into the contest.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I
can't disagree.
But it can't come from Mat Ishbia.
It cannot come from Mat Ishbia,
Even though he's putting on the event in
Yes.
Phoenix there, and that's part of why he's saying this, right?
And he's feeling free and easy. He's on social media a lot. As Trey said, he said, I hate tanking. He's just letting it rip right now.
He is.
All right.
What did AJ Hawk have to say about this?
Go to my camera. And scene.
Very good. Very
That's
good.
all you see in any clip from Pat McAfee's show.
He's just a supportive guy. Just nodding.
Yeah, the split camera in the podcast era. Just look at your camera, man. Just look at it.
All right, that's true or false. Play along. Let's hear whether you guys were true or false on those three fun topics. All right, Woboy. Sponsored by no one. It's all right. I am told a Woboy sponsor will be back tomorrow.
Great.
We're just taking a day to everybody to breathe a little bit here. So unsullied by sponsorship here today with Woboy. Couple nominees, Jalen Duren and Cade, both had monster games for Detroit. Black History Month, Jared Allen continued his run in February. Not many days left in February, but this guy's still balling. And the other Jalen Williams, the big Jalen Williams, he went for 30 points, double-digit rebounds, good game in a loss. But Alperen Şengün recorded his 11th career triple-double, scored 26 points to go along with 13 boards, 11 assists, shot 9 of 13 from the field, 7 of 8 from deep. Also, game-high 3 blocks and team-high 2 steals, so he filled the box score there. As they pummeled the Kings
This was a rum pummeling here.
So, I said he had a triple-double. I was a little disappointed that the, what did KD's burner account call Westbrook? Cocaine Bear?
Cocaine triple-double bear.
Cocaine triple-double
like
bear.
that, yeah.
Whatever. He didn't get one. I mean, he went for it. Westbrook was going for it, I think, though. He was shooting a lot. He's like, might as well get mine.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Did anybody ever watch that movie, Cocaine Bear?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't watch Cocaine Bear.
I think I did. Hold on. Now I'm thinking.
What's it about?
No, I didn't. I'm thinking of the documentary with the bear that the guy gets eaten by the
Grizzly
bear.
Man.
That's a great movie.
That's a great movie.
Spoiler, he gets eaten.
Off camera, you think it was real?
What do you mean? Hold on.
He gets eaten off camera.
Oh, yeah, he didn't. Yeah, he doesn't know where the bear's gonna eat him.
Katie, go to Skeets' camera. I'm gonna do my Grizzly Man impersonation. I'm being
got it on
eaten
me.
by a bear.
Yeah. No, I haven't seen Cocaine Bear. Sorry.
No, I haven't either.
We'll
screen it this
want to know.
weekend.
Well, speaking of movies where things may or may not happen on camera, the Nirvana movie, JD, have you seen it?
Whoa,
You guys
whoa,
have
whoa,
seen it?
no. I want to see it.
I want to see it too.
Yeah.
Better hurry up.
What's the question?
What's the question? Have I seen it?
No.
Yes.
The CN Tower where they.
Oh, you're saying too much. You're saying too much.
You're saying too much.
Well, the trailer shows it. The trailer shows
I haven't
it.
watched the trailer.
Okay. Well, people fall off the CN Tower, jump off the CN Tower.
Oh, okay. I think I did see.
Yeah, but do they parachute off? Okay, whatever.
You gotta
We'll
watch
find
the
out.
movie.
Yeah. Well, the trailer doesn't show you right. They just show
That's
you this
right.
parachute. They're supposed to jump in the sky dome, but did it really happen? What really happened? They're supposed
my
to
God! Stop!
jump directly into
Can't
the
help
Rogers
themselves,
Center.
Skeets.
I know.
They cut the harness and just hop on in.
Pick
TBD.
'em.
You gotta go. You gotta go in theater. It may not release at home.
You're right.
You gotta go.
I'm
in
going.
theater.
I am going. I'm going.
And
I'm
they've
going this
already
weekend.
changed. Matt, the director, is like saying he's changing something for the home release
Oh
as well.
my goodness!
They're changing stuff. You can't do that.
It's a great movie.
Yes, you can.
Many laughs.
Yes, you can.
you can.
Well, you can do a pre-buy right now for $19.99. What does a pre-buy mean? You literally
you
click
buy
on it.
you buy the movie, and then
Yeah.
when it's ready, it comes out. But it will have been altered. Maybe.
Well, it's
Maybe
ready.
they're just saying that. Maybe Matt's just saying that to get
That's
you in
smart.
the theater. That's very smart.
I'm going. It's gonna work. I mean, no, you guys saying it was one of the best movies you've seen in a long time is what got
So,
me
yeah.
to go see it. I was supposed to. Things happen. Whatever. I'm going this weekend.
Nice.
Tonight's pick 'em.
Let's do
Big
that.
game. I got a huge victory last night with the Nuggets covering against the Celtics. Thank you, Altitude. So I'm up one game. I'm 8-6. You guys are 7-7. We're running out of days here in February. So this is a big game tonight, Tess.
The Orlando Magic are hosting the Houston Rockets. 2.5-point underdogs at home. So if you're taking Orlando like Trey and I, you get those 2 little extra points. They seem to be playing extremely close games. That's what's happening.
true.
They lose, it's just by a point or 2. The Rockets got to win by 3 or more, and you're taking the Rockets, Skeets.
Oh yeah, I was forced to, but that's okay. I'm fine with that pick.
You weren't
but I was.
forced to.
Yes, I was.
You
There was
were
2
not.
Orlandos in the dock.
No.
Yes.
Okay, well, this is the stupid thing that we've got going.
Well,
You're right.
no, I want to bring
The
this
guy-
up because
the
I
guy
was
who's the
surprised
top-
that you guys didn't split, so to speak, on this game. I was a little shocked by it. I was like, oh, interesting. Because I was like, oh, I'm set now. Because one of you are going to take Houston, one of you are going to take Orlando. I'll probably be in the clear, but then I saw both Orlandos. Like, okay, interesting.
I'm doing
Are they
this-
colluding?
No, I'm doing this for the Friday standings. If and when Trey and I win tonight, we're going to be
Oh,
all
I
tied
see,
up at
I
8
see,
and
I
7.
see. Yeah.
One game remaining.
Rockets are going to
to
cover
do
tonight.
something stupid in a few days where we have to pay off our pick'em. Yeah, that's what I'm
Somebody
saying.
suggested a decent one, I thought. Again, because of inspired by Jacob Toby. How about smelling salts?
Oh,
It's not bad.
That's fun. That's funny.
I mean, it's a sort of
Somebody might pass out.
yeah. It's like well, I hadn't thought about that, but it's sort of like
Yeah, but it will
it's-
have the smelling salts to bring you back.
I don't know.
I
It's like it's quick and easy. Like it's sort of over in a hurry, right? It's not like you can keep doing it. I don't think you should. It's
a one-timer.
Yeah, but very funny.
That's very
But still,
funny.
Yeah.
So it's a different type of pick and payoff. That'll
Yeah.
be like a quick clip that we can send
Yeah.
around.
I think it's good.
I think it is good.
So, does anybody have a smelling salts hookup?
Get them?
I don't know.
How do you get
How do you
smelling
get-
salts?
Where do you
Yeah.
buy them? Oh, I saw this clip I meant to share with you guys. I obviously did the pig costume, the inflatable pig costume. When we were getting excited for the slop around the trade deadline, we had a lot of fun with that one. That was my pick and payoff for losing last month. It came in my algorithm. People in those big inflatable costumes, and they're run by like a fan, right? Like a battery operated fan to obviously keep them inflated. People would take like
liquid fart.
And put it up to the fan. And so then it like goes completely in the thing, and you can't get out of those things in a hurry. And it is so funny. And I was like, thank God you guys hadn't seen that clip before I did it.
That's an awesome Halloween prank. There's a lot of inflatable costumes out there.
Yeah, I just go around and just nail people with
Sorry,
the farts.
kids.
But the fan it's inside, obviously.
Yeah.
So you literally have to pour it in there.
No, it's just like
It's
you
a
just
it's a spritz. Like you.
yeah, you just go, and it just must go like people react immediately when they do it because it just fills obviously the thing because it's obviously keeping it blown up that way.
It's an intense reaction as well. Like I've never smelt it before, but I think it literally people are dry heaving.
Oh yeah. People are like, I saw one guy just straight up rip the suit to get out. Like so anyway.
Liquid fart. That's a real pro.
I'm just saying, I guess we could run back that pick and payoff and add the layer of
fart chamber.
Yeah, fart chamber. Yeah.
I like that as well. Different kind of smelling salt.
I once saw a guy do it in his grandma's oxygen machine.
Oh, you can't play like that, man.
Wow.
Was it real? I don't know, but she reacted quite violently.
Wow. You can't do that to grandma. Holy crap.
I know. Right?
That is
No,
dangerous.
it's not something you can just buy online without a prescription. Come on, dude.
I got the Rockets by 3. And you guys got the Magic. You got some points to play with. They're dogs at home. All right. That's a
I'm
big
a
game.
strategist, not a shot caller. So that's why I chose the
So
Orlando
if I
Magic.
cover tonight, I'm in the clear, and then you
Yes.
guys will have to obviously. I'll pick the game tomorrow night.
Yeah,
But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself.
This is
Getting ahead of
scary.
myself.
This is the first game for the Magic after a 4-game trip. I never like taking that first home game.
Whoa.
I don't like it. I don't like
telling you,
it.
I got burned on a back-to-back last night. I'm feeling some type of way as well.
The Rockets are playing back
It'll
back.
just be me and you tomorrow.
Could just be me and you.
Yeah, what are we
Houston
gonna
to
do?
Orlando.
Fart in
That's
each
got to
other's
be a bit of a
noses.
flight, doesn't it? But they barely had to play last night.
Yeah, it was a blowout. It was a blowout.
All right, that's enough rambling. If you are a fan of Survivor, come on over to No Buffs today at 1 p.m. Eastern. Yes, Survivor 50 premiered last night. This thing was 3 hours long.
Too short for me.
Well, I mean, it was awesome. It was awesome, but obviously trying to do the show here. Raptors are playing the Spurs. I was up late last night, but yeah, it was a fun episode. 24 people returning to the game. So we're going to break it down at 1 p.m. Eastern, like only No Buffs can. Trey, JD, Nora, and myself. So No Buffs has its own YouTube feed, its own podcast feed. So please go subscribe. Perfect time to get in, everybody. So talking Survivor here today at 1, and then tomorrow we'll wrap up Traders Season 4 of the U.S. edition, because that's finale is that tonight. So otherwise, back tomorrow with the Drop Podcast, Worst of the Week nominees, and we'll find out who wins this big Rockets Magic game. So we'll see you then. Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, we read every one of your comments on every podcast platform.
I was dropping emojis on Spotify yesterday.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Brace the day, people.